in the parking lot. Here, unlike other prisons I've visited, there's no gate or entry control point for vehicles. Fred hops out of the truck, and we walk together toward giant glass doors. I see the words Maine State Prison over the entrance, and the state's coat of arms with its familiar pine tree and moose above. Inside, I sign into the logbook, and a prison guard escorts me into the facility. We step outside, walking down the Mile, a stretch of concrete that serves as the main thoroughfare for foot traffic around the prison. Looking across to the other side of the open yard, I see men in white t-shirts and jeans, kneeling beside beds of freshly tilled soil, working with their hands, growing vegetables for the prison kitchen. Soon enough, we approach the housing unit where the writing classes will be taking place. My middle-aged chaperone looks tired and seems a little annoyed about his role as my escort. After my attempts at small talk fail, I realize that my nerves are starting to get the better of me. Inmates walk past me and look me up and down. Another guard gives a friendly hello to my escort, but ignores my attempt to say good morning. The thought goes through my head, what the hell are you doing here, Craig? This is a terrible idea. The men I'm coming to see here are serving lengthy sentences for some serious crimes. Is this really where I'm meant to spend my time? Or am I being lured into some kind of trap, drawn by my desire to help? Luckily, trotting happily at my heel is Fred. His joy and positivity impervious to my jitters or our gloomy surroundings. I focus on him, pressing on toward our destination. Finally, we arrive at the cell block where former U.S. military members are held, known as the Veterans Pod. Randy Liberty, the prison warden, is a veteran himself, and as many of the guys locked up here have served in the military, he decided to create a special area where the vets could be housed. As a veteran, I feel a connection to what Randy's doing here, and it's a big part of the reason I volunteered to spend my time in his prison. We walk down the freshly mopped hallway that leads to the pod. Suddenly, it occurs to me that although 8 guys have signed up for my sessions, there's no guarantee any of them will show up. What will I do if I get there and the class is empty? I can only imagine the smug look on the face of the reluctant guard escorting me if that happens. To my relief, as I walk into the veterans pod, I can see through the large rectangular window of the classroom directly in front of us that inside there are 4 guys waiting for me, seated at the table. My chaperone makes sure the guard at the supervisor's desk knows I've arrived before leaving me on my own. All around me, the day room buzzes with other inmates coming and going from their rooms on their way to different jobs and activities within the prison. But even though it's a beautiful spring day outside, one of Maine's first of the season, 4 men are seated in a classroom, ready to talk about our first subject. Okay, I think. Let's do this. I've never taught a writing class before, but I know it's important to at least act as if I have. Before walking into the classroom, I put a mask on my face. It's a mask that says, I know what I'm doing. I'm in control. As I walk in, I'm trying my best to convey confidence and expertise to the 4 men in jeans and white t-shirts staring up at me. The tattoos on their arms and necks seeming brighter and more menacing than on my past visits. I realize I will need to lead while creating a constructive and peaceful space for them. I sit down at the table and take a deep breath, ready to get started. Thankfully, I recognize everyone from my prior visits. I even know their names. Michael Kidd, Michael Callahan, Nate Nightingale, and Robert Craig, otherwise known as Mr. Craig. What I don't know is that over the next 12 months, I will learn more from the men seated in front of me than they will ever learn from me. As with most good things in my life, I ended up at Maine State Prison thanks to my dog, Fred. I met Fred almost 9 years earlier on a battlefield in Afghanistan. I was a Marine sergeant at the time, serving in the Sangin district of Helmand Province as an intelligence collector assigned to support recon Marines, the Corps' most elite fighters. Sangin was a